Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Going for 2 Live Pregame Show with the lovely and honorable Garrison and the sure, anytime, and the hungover and yet still honorable Eric. And we're waiting on
my phone. Sorry, I didn't mean to ruin your moment, Eric.
It's all right. It's gone now.
It's ruined now. Yeah,
Lockett, it's gone. Thanks, G.
Yeah. I'm just going to log off.
I know, it's lost. It's lost forever. So, gentlemen, do you want to introduce yourselves while we wait for Evan? Eric?
Yeah,
Hi.
I'm Eric Johnson. Find me on Twitter at Fantasy Barbecue. I write for GoingFor2.com. I do this Sunday show. I've got a Tuesday show, Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, called The Fantasy Friends. We do a bunch of silly stuff, and we talk about fantasy football, and we talk about life and give terrible advice on both.
Well, Eric is drunk on beer, or Eric is a hungover on beer, so that will tell you about his terrible advice right there. Hi, G.
What up? You can find me at Fantasy GDFS on Twitter, the Facebook group, and also you can find me on the Friday show, the Armchair GFS show, with Jeff and Tim Strobo. There you go. I'll give you a shout out this time, so don't give me crap. Yeah, and then on the Sunday show here, of course. But yeah, I mean, week 10, baby, we're here.
Yeah, and I am your host, GL, Gladys Louise Tyler. You can find me on Twitter at Gladys L. Tyler. Do a start sit for Going for 2 and for LAFB Network, in addition to some defensive work for Fake Pigskin, and supposedly a Rotoballer article that I didn't get to this week because my dogs are dicks. And I was behind, so sorry about that. But now they're like, I ran out of CBD. What can I say to give to the dogs? So they reacted. So pretty much, I guess I'm the dick. Anyway, we're going to start with, but I have some now, so that's why we can't hear them. With our love them or leave them for the week, Eric, what you got?
So I actually got two love thems, one leave them. Love them, J.D. McKissick. I really think that the game script is going to be he's cracking up over there. I think the game script is going to be such where like they're going to be playing from behind. J.D. McKissick's going to get a ton of targets. Are they going to be high quality? Probably not. But just the volume that he's going to provide, I really like. And then in that same game, Mike Evans is like legit the last man standing. I've heard Chris Godwin is going to play. That's what I've heard at least. But he is hobbled. So without AB, I don't think Gronk is going to be back. So Mike Evans ought to get like 12 targets and just have a monster game. I think he's like one of those guys that can like, what do you call it? Like break the slate in DFS.
Yeah, break the slate.
I think he's one of those guys this week for sure.
Mike Evans, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Wait, who's your leave him then?
My leave him is Devin Singletary. Please don't buy into the hype that Zach Moss isn't playing. He's going to get all the touches. Is he?
Zach Moss is
I heard he wasn't. Oh,
yeah, he cleared.
He cleared.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So I made this yesterday while I was drinking, so my bad, y'all. But okay, so definitely don't play Devin Singletary then.
I wouldn't play Devin Singletary either way.
I saw he was like 22nd in Fantasy Pros consensus rankings. I'm like, that seems way too high for this guy. So don't expect big things from Devin Singletary.
Hey, thanks, Yeti, for the shout out. Okay, G, what do you got for your love them and leave them?
My love them this week. So do these guys have to be like low owned?
No.
Okay. My love them this week is Jonathan Taylor against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, he's pretty much just locked in for fantasy, and I'm gonna have a lot of exposure in DFS. Face the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, this guy's just murdered Jacksonville. I mean, the last game last year, he had 253 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, that was a breakout party. Kind of gave you hope if you drafted him number 1 in Dynasty, in the rookie year. And he's proven it this year that he's doing it. I mean, he's second in leading rusher. He's the second leading rusher right now. And he's probably going to be the number 1 at the end of the season, too, with no Derrick Henry and no Nick Chubb getting hurt or getting COVID. But, yeah, that guy. And then my leave him, and I feel like I talk a lot of shit on this person team, but it's Mason Rudolph. Don't play him. I don't think Rudolph is a good NFL quarterback. I was kind of shocked that they went to him instead of Dwayne Haskins. I thought, to me, it's just I don't see the point in that because you already seen what you have in Mason Rudolph. You haven't seen exactly what you have in Dwayne Haskins. I probably would have started Dwayne Haskins, but yeah, I get it. He's playing Detroit Lions defense, but I'm not streaming him as my quarterback and season long. I think Colt McCoy is a better option, or what's his name, PJ Walker for Carolina Panthers is a better option. It's just Mason Rudolph is just not.
Okay, I have a question after I do my love and leave him. No, I'm gonna ask him before. Do you think that downgrades Najee Harris? Because I would just stack the box because
well, you can stack the box, but Detroit Lions defense sucks, so they're not going to be able. To stop him. The Detroit Lions defense is not designed to really stop anybody. To be honest, they just suck. But Najee Harris, he's a pass catching running back too. So
right, but that's why I thought it would downgrade him because Rudolph sucks.
Well, usually quarterbacks that aren't good at like exploding second read, they either go right through their hot route running back, like their wheel route, or like their low short passes because of the pressure. And I think Detroit Dan Campbell probably going to blitz the shit out of Mason Rudolph, and that's going to give dump off passes to Najee Harris. I just think Najee for DFS he's a great price, and then for season long you're going to want to start him no matter what. So I don't think it hurts him. I think it helps him more than anything because he's going to get more volume and more shares of the workload of the offense because you only have Deontay Johnson and then James Washington and then Pat Freiermuth, Ebron. There's no Claypool. There's no Juju Smith-Schuster. You're getting down to the very thick and thin.
Okay. So my love him was, actually, it kind of still is Emmanuel Sanders for the Bills because I have this theory that it's that Cole Beasley is better in Buffalo than he is in away games, and Emmanuel Sanders takes up that space. However, then I heard Dawson Knox is back, so it kind of knocks my love for Emmanuel down just a bit, and my love for the Bills is kind of waning since last week. So it's like I'm not really that much in love with them anymore because they only scored 6 points last week, and I lost out my suicide league because of it, but whatever. That's personal. My leave him is Cortland Sutton this week because of the matchup. If Darius Slay is shadowing him, pivot to Jerry Jeudy, and you will be much better off, in my humble opinion. And Facebook user, do you think it downgrades Fairmouth? I do. I think James Washington is the winner in this because of his connection with Rudolph in college. So, yes, I think it downgrades Fairmouth. What do you think, Eric? Oh, sorry. What do you think, G?
That's okay.
Okay.
I think it definitely is a grade, but they're looking at Freiermuth, or at least Roethlisberger was looking at him around in the red zone a lot. He's not any smaller than he was, with Mason Rudolph. So he should still get some high value targets, but I don't trust Rudolph to do anything. So yeah, that downgrades him for sure for me.
What about you, G?
On Mason Rudolph, or on who?
Fairmouth. Do you think? Do you think the switch from Roethlisberger to Mason Rudolph downgrades Fairmouth? Freiermuth.
Oh, Freiermuth. Nah, because again, quarterback that don't have like second read, third read, like good vision. Not that Big Ben. He had read, but he doesn't have an arm to throw it there. But usually tight end and running back, they're the ones that they target the most right away. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not really interested in any of the Pittsburgh Steelers, but Najee Harris. I even yesterday I made a trade in season long where I traded Deontay Johnson and what's his name, Leonard Fournette for Ezekiel Elliott for my playoff push. My team is stacked though in that league. I have Dalvin Cook, I have Zeke, I had Henry, and this is a keeper league. I traded Henry to get Dak, and that worked out for me because I flipped Leonard Fournette. So, but I got to keep whoever I want. But the guy I have to pay his buy-in next year, which is $100. But I don't care what I'm going to win the championship. I go all in. So yeah, and I got Russell Wilson. So, but I have a pretty good team in that league. Started back and Tyreek Hill. It's pretty good. Kyle Pitts, the tight end. But yeah, but no, I traded Deontay away because I was worried about Mason Rudolph. And nowadays, I guess quarterback or like players they can sit out 2 weeks if they're unvaccinated or something like that. But Big Ben sounds like he's vaccinated, so I'm not too worried. He'll be back next week. Yeah,
Big Ben is supposedly, if you want to believe what quarterbacks say now, Big Ben is supposedly vaccinated. So so my understanding is that he tested positive for COVID. So all he has to do is have a negative test, and he can come back in a week. Unlike Mr. Rogers, who was unvaccinated, so he had to stay out and get 2 negative tests.
I a moron.
Yeti says his love is a cheapie, and it's Michael Gallup. Gallup is playing for sure.
Yeah,
I like that for DFS. I like that. I mean,
I don't mind if the season. I mean, we're getting to the point in the season where we're losing players left and right.
Yeah, so it's rough out there.
I tell people this, and I mean, depth is king. I mean, I don't know what your guys' girlfriend tells you or whatnot, but yeah, come on, guys. Try to get as much depth on your roster as you can. That's why I always tell people, be active on the waiver wires. Always be active. Always be searching. Like the next morning when you wake up, free agency waiver wire, go see who people drop. Go look at it if you need to pick them up. I got OBJ. Someone in my league dropped OBJ. I picked him up. I picked him up for $0. Apparently, everybody thinks he's washed up, but there's one person, and now I'm reaping the reward because he's going to be great. He's going to be not great. He's going to be good, hopefully.
Well, with Robert Woods, yeah. Now he just moves up on the chart.
Mm-hmm.
I find it quite suspicious that the day OBJ comes in, Robert Wood gets an ACL injury. I'm not saying OBJ caused it or anything. I'm just saying it's highly suspicious.
Tanya Harding.
I was going to ask, have y'all seen that meme of Tanya Harding, OBJ's dad?
I freaking love it. I love what I love about Twitter and just the fantasy world. We turn everything into a joke. And sometimes we cross lines too. I'm like, bro, come on, man. Seriously, these guys are super athletes, and they have families and friends, and they're gonna get made fun of in real life when they'll be like, hey man, OBJ, you put a Tanya Harding, huh? Their siblings are gonna do that shit to them too.
But okay. I mean, I think sometimes we do cross the line, but that wasn't a line crossed. That was OBJ coming in and Robert Woods going out. And it's not because I had him in 4 leagues that I'm bitter that I had to drop him now because they're redraft. No, not at all. Not bitter about that at all. Okay, G, let's do your DFS.
So this week I definitely don't have Mason Rudolph at my quarterback. But I have 6 quarterbacks that I really like, but I'm going to try to narrow it down to probably 4 of them because I think this week it's value town, so it means there's a lot of value everywhere. You ever seen the movie Toy Story where he goes everywhere, look everywhere, or something like that? He points at the sky. Well, it's I'm pointing and be look, value everywhere. That's me right there. So at the quarterback position, there isn't value that I really like except for Tyler Heineke, but I'm not gonna have him in my player pool. I just think it's pay up this week because you can get it. I really like Carson Wentz, Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Russell Wilson, and Tom Brady. I get the whole narrative of Aaron Rodgers. He played with a chip on his shoulder, blah, blah, blah. But I don't have enough players that I really want to stack him with. So I'd rather just get the other side, Russell Wilson coming back from injury with DK and what's his name, Tyler Lockett. Then Tom Brady against the Tampa Bay Washington. The Washington football team, it's going to be – Tom Brady's just going to shred them apart, and they're going to have to keep pace with him. I think it's funny because everybody said that the MVP race is kind of closed, it's not open, I think Tom Brady, by the end of the season, he's going to be the MVP again. I mean, it's just that's the way I see it, but what's his name, Kyler Murray getting hurt in and out, yeah. What's up, Courtney? Dak Prescott against the Atlanta Falcons. you motherfucker, you better do something this week or else I'm going to come on this show next week and I'm going to go find the cowboy gear and I'm going to burn it live on the show. And I'm not lying to you. Like, dude, like, seriously, 6,900 versus the Atlanta Falcons, you can't be bad. Like, it's the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, even Zach Wilson had a decent game against them, and he's probably the worst quarterback in the league. But, yeah, I like him. He's getting a full set of weapons, you know. Michael Gallup, Cooper, what's his name, CD Lamb, Zeke. And, yeah, I mean, let's see what you got. This is it, you know, against the Atlanta Falcons. He's coming in very high ownership. The ownership for quarterbacks are pretty high on Josh Allen, Dak Prescott, and Justin Herbert. They're all the same at 13% about. Herbert's the next guy, and then Josh Allen. But I'm not. I'm just going to stick with those guys mostly.
Hey, Courtney.
Running back, there's a guy. I don't know if you guys ever saw the movie when you were younger or I was a little kid, though. Ernest goes to Christmas. Ernest goes to boot camp. Ernest does this. I watched, like, all of them, dude, like, all of them. And the first thing I think about is the guy that's, like, probably the number one value player of the whole slate is Ernest Johnson. So I call him Ernest. Goes to the Millie Maker roster, please. Take me to the top. Yeah, I mean, he is 4,700. He's basically your free square this week. He's going to get all the workload with Nick Chubb out, Demetric Felton out. I don't even know who the backup running back is. I know it, but I just don't care for it. Yeah, he's 4,700. He's going to get he's projected for almost 16 points. That's 3 times value. At running back, he has the highest ownership of the week at 33%. So don't be that guy that's going to fade him because you're not going to come out on top. The second guy is, I already spoke about him. He's my guy, Jonathan Taylor, 8,100. 26. I have him projected for 27 points about. That's pretty high. But Najee Harris is right there at 25. So I love those 3 guys. They're probably going to be on all my core 3 max entrants and single entrants. And then other guys that really came into it, just like value opened up. Running backs were getting hurt. I mean, if I name the next 3 running backs, it's basically because their running backs are hurt. They're running back 1, Mark Ingram, Ramondre Stevenson, and James Conner. All their starting running backs are hurt, so now they're stepping into the starting role. I like Austin Eckler against what's their name? Sorry, against the Minnesota Timberwolves, Minnesota Vikings. If they're playing Minnesota Timberwolves, man, I'd play every single player. I mean, they suck in the NBA and they suck in real life and for football too. I bet you that. Aaron Jones, I like him. DeAndre Swift value went up because of Jamal Williams. He's not going to play, right?
Right.
He's out.
He's out.
Zeke, I like him, but 7,000. And last week he kind of let me down. The last 2 weeks he actually let me down now. But I don't know. I think this week it could be a very interesting week with him. Dalvin Cook. But one of my favorite players, Cordell Patterson. He's still cheap. He's not a running back. He's a wide receiver more than anything. I mean, the guy's got upside for receiving and rushing. But he had 6 for 6, 126 in the touchdown last week in receiving. So kind of shows you what kind of player he is. Sure, he's a gadget player, but he's making the best of it.
Real quick, Courtney wants to know, would you go Michael Carter, Mark Ingram, or Dearness Johnson?
Dearness Johnson. I like Mark Ingram, though. He's like probably number 2 on that list.
I think I'll go Mark Ingram just based off of historical workload. Because, I mean, Dearness Johnson had a great game last game, but they're playing against the Patriots, who are a pretty decent defense. Not a great run defense, but, yeah.
My worry is the running. My worry is like the quarterback. Like, Simeon didn't look all that good. He sucked really bad for 3 quarters. And then in the 4th quarter, he actually had like a really, 2 good drives. And yeah, sure, they made a comeback. I think they made a comeback in the 4th quarter or something, 3rd quarter. I don't know, but yeah, I can understand the Ingram call. I mean, I have him projected for almost 14 points, but Dearness Johnson for me is almost at 16 points. So,
okay. And she also wants to know Tyler Lockett or Mike Williams.
Oh,
that's a good one.
Let's see. Well, Mike Williams facing Minnesota, so they don't have a defense at all to cover him. And they give up big plays over the top. But we've seen the Mike Williams. It's like Scooby-Doo when Mike Williams, like, going all those touchdowns, he's the monster. And then when they take off the mask, this is the Mike Williams we know, 7 points, 3 points, 4 points. Damn, dude. Like, you go from scoring 22, 36, 39, and then you go to, like, mediocre games. Like, not even mediocre. Those are, like, bottom shelf shit tequila bottles, But, no. But I think I'm going to have to go – that's tough. Let me see. Tyler Lockett, probably my play because that's a better game environment for me.
Yeah, I think that's going to – agree.
I would go Tyler Lockett with no Jair Alexander, and I think that's going to have a really high-scoring game, actually. Which I can't even pronounce his name. Tagakar? Is that how you pronounce it?
Tagikarp? I think he's probably a play on Magikarp from Pokemon.
From where? Pokemon?
From Pokemon, yeah. There's a Pokemon called Magikarp.
Oh,
I think that's probably a play on that.
The more oh my God! I was gonna say the more you know, you can. And the music came on. That was perfect. All right, if you have to start two, Farmouth, Gage, or Emmanuel Sanders. Ooh, yash! I would start Gage and Sanders, but what do you got, Eric?
Definitely Emmanuel Sanders. I think he's a lock out of those three. And then, I mean, with Freiermuth, you're just hoping for a touchdown. So I would just take the volume. I think you're going to get more consistent volume with Russell Gage, and I think that's the second highest over/under for the week is Dallas and Atlanta. So it should be a lot of throwing going on in that game.
What do you got, Gene?
Freiermuth and Sanders for me.
You're not starting Gage?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'd rather have Gage. Freiermuth has touchdown upside.
Yeah, but you're crossing your fingers and hoping that Mason Rudolph doesn't shap the bed, because I particularly think he might. I particularly think that he's just going to.
Well, Gage, what? I haven't really played Gage much in anything, and I don't own him in any season long.
He's like a roller coaster. He has like a really good game, then he has a really bad game because Pitts and Cordell Patterson are outscoring him.
Yeah, I guess he could
be high scoring.
I think it's Gage. I guess it's Gage and Sanders. I was thinking of Zacchaeus. My bad.
That's right. Garrison, Yeti wants you to tell everyone your earnest projection to let everyone know how good that value is.
Well, I said 16 point, but in reality it's 16.8. But I always just say the 16 because I don't want to be that guy. I said 16.65391496.
You're reading pie off to people.
Yeah, fuck, dude. Like, I hate people that do that. Like, I haven't projected at 16.95. I'm like, so you haven't projected basically at 17 if you round it. Okay, got it. But yeah, I mean, he right now he's coming in at 3.3 times value. So that's what I look for. I look for that metric more than just their total projected because I want to know if they're a GPP value for me. And I love Dearness Johnson. Just because I said that, I know he's going to shit the bed, and that's how it goes. And next week we're going to come on, and I'm going to burn that Dallas Cowboys hat, and I'm going to go find a DVD from Ernest Went to Boot Camp and break that. Yeah, I'm gonna go ham on this show.
All right, Daniel has Mixon on a bye. He wants to pick one full PPR. Collins, AP. Gainwell or Pollard. Well, Gainwell's out for me, and AP's out for me, and Collins is out for me. So by process of elimination, it'd be Pollard.
I'd probably pick AP.
Yeah, I think AP is like a pretty easy choice for me.
Yeah,
PPR? In PPR? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I
don't think they're to really move the needle for as far as PPR goes. AP has all the touchdown upside when they get in the red zone, or I guess the 5 zone.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't see the upside with those other guys.
All right, so you have 2 APs and 1 Pollard, Daniel, and I think if I were you, Daniel, see if you can. I know you're saying Mixon's on a bye, but some people overlook this sometimes. They'll be like, oh crap, my player's on a bye, and like next thing you know, it's a flex spot, and you can probably start a wide receiver. So just make sure double check on that, because I've seen people do that and they just think put the position they got to replace, they go replace it, and then they realize, oh, I could start a wide receiver. Did you shit on the Minnesota team? What?
Yeah.
I thought you
He's talking shit about the Timberwolves.
Yeah, Jared is okay, let me give you guys a quick story real quick. Jared is a sensitive little girl. If I could put his head, like his hair in little tiny ponytails, and then like a little girl, he would make, dude, he's losing a bet right now for the season long for Timberwolves. He bet that they're going to be 5th place or better in the West. I told him they're not. And he's going to owe me $250 at the end of the season.
Yikes.
So, yeah. And, yeah, now that I just shit on his Minnesota Vikings, I mean, I didn't even shit on the Minnesota Vikings. I just said that they're going to score on them. I mean, I shit on the T-Wolves. But, yeah. Enough time about Jared.
All right, wide receivers.
Yeah, let me go real quick on wide receivers, tight ends, and all that. So, wide receivers, to me, I'm going pretty heavy on like the top guys that I just projected very well. So running back is pretty straightforward, but wide receivers for me, Devontae Adams, the number one play probably of the whole slate, based on the game environment he's going to be in. I think Seattle and what's their name, Green Bay Packers are going to get into a shootout. Neither team has a very good defense, and both quarterbacks, they're both playing with like a chip on their shoulder right now. Russell Wilson got to take that team and make it to the playoffs, so he got to win this game. Green Bay Aaron Rodgers, well, aside that the whole world thinks he's a liar and he's a douchebag, I mean, he got to prove it for his teammate. I mean, what he did was like, you know what? It was a good point yesterday. What I usually hate this guy too, Ian Rappaport. I call him Ian Rappashit, but what's his name? He made a good point. Big Ben did the right thing. He got COVID. He was vaccinated. He told the team like, "Hey, I have COVID." You know, basically, it wasn't like I don't think this test was one of those tests the NFL does. He basically got vaccinated. He went and got tested, and he's like, "Yeah, I have COVID," because he probably wasn't feeling well, you know. Mm-hmm. And he's gonna sit out. Unlike Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he says he's vaccinated. He's not, and then he's just a terrible, terrible leader for what he did for his team. And they lost the game because of that, They would have stomped the Chiefs. Like, for them to only score 13 points, he would have scored that in, like, probably one quarter, 14 points, Devontae Adams, they're going to be out there with Aaron Rodgers. Keenan Allen, I like him a lot. Mari Cooper, Cole Beasley, good spot today against the Jets. Jerry Jeudy against Philadelphia. Cross your fingers on him, guys. It's going to happen. Just wait. I love Mike Evans today. He's probably one of the top plays next to Devontae Adams. The wide receivers, I really like a combination of Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. But don't forget about our boy going for two special is Michael Pitman Jr. He's still cheap, 6.3K, and he's getting better week in and week out. I mean, this guy, he has 3 weeks in a row now over 15 points, and he has a touchdown in each game. I mean, so I think his ceiling is only going to get higher. I mean, I think Michael Pittman can be a top 12 wide receiver if he keeps getting better. I think his route running needs a little bit of work, but that's about it. He's a good athlete. But yeah, those are my top guys. Jarvis Landry with no Baker Mayfield. But just to me, I'm keeping my quota very tight with all the quarterbacks I named. But I just tell people this. You're going to have money to spend at wide receiver, so spend it wisely. Tight end, for me.
Wait. I have a question. What do you think about Tyler Johnson?
I'm not, I get it. He's going to be a good value, but he's probably the best value for wide receiver, but I don't need to be cheap at wide receiver when I already have cheap running back,
But you wouldn't stack him in that? You wouldn't stack him with Brady and Evans?
Yeah, I would. I don't mind him. But It's just he's 3,300, so I get the reason why people want him. But his ceiling is probably 11 points, 12 points. I want my wide receivers to score 20 for his ceiling,
Yeah.
But Mike Evans, him, sure, but just be aware. I mean, I don't know if he's active, and that's gonna help me. They signed Perriman.
Oh.
And if Perriman's even on the roster, I mean, he did very well for Tampa Bay 2 years ago, I believe it was. Mm-hmm. He didn't play with Brady, but still, I mean, there's a reason why they brought him in. So yeah, be careful.
Okay.
I don't mind the Johnson call, but I'm not gonna be like, ooh.
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
Tight end. This week I'm only gonna mention a few of them. Kyle Pitt is the best play, but the guy I have projected him for more points is T.J. Hawkinson. It's shockingly number one, but I think for value, I'm gonna go to Kyle Pitt at 5,800. I like Ricky Steele-Jones and then Dan Arnold. Those are my top tight ends. Tight ends this week is ugly. Like there's no Kittle, no Waller, no what's that other one that's good? Kelsey? Oh, well, we think he's good. We don't know anymore. Dan Arnold, Kyle Pitt, Ricky Steele-Jones, and yeah, those are my top guys. For a value at tight end position is O.J. Howard. That's the guy that I like on their team. So we'll see how he does. Defense, guys, just don't pay up for defense this week. Titans defense against New Orleans. Let's see. Cardinal defense versus Carolina Panthers. And
Lions
even
defense versus Steelers.
Yeah, even Lions defense versus
Mason Rudolph.
Yeah. And the Cardinals, the Panthers defense versus Colt McCoy, even that. I mean, the Panthers defense is cheap. It's like 2.4K. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cheap defense. I mean, if you want to pay up for one, I guess you can pay up for the Bills defense at 4,000, but I'd rather not because the Bills only scored. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with the Bills anymore. But I guess when I said the Cardinals defense, I didn't realize how expensive they are, but they're 3.7K, so that's basically paying them. Yep, but that's my DFS breakdown for this week. Your core running back should be Taylor, Dearness Johnson, and what's his name? I have it right here.
Dalvin?
No.
What?
So I like Dalvin, but he's not a core. He's good. He's a good player. Oh, Najee Harris. Sorry.
Oh.
And Najee. Wide receiver, the guys that I'm looking at the most are Mike Evans, Devontae Adams, and then the cheaper guys, like Michael Pittman, and then other guys like, it's just Elijah Moore. I like him. I guess Tyler Johnson, now that he's popping up on my model. I just didn't want. And then Kyle Pitt, tight end, and then defense, the guys that I just mentioned. But, yeah.
All right. Are you going to go do your lineups now?
Yeah, I think so. Cause
I appreciate you.
Yeah, this week's kind of tricky. But it's going to be fun, though. And yes,
it is good.
And yes, Devontae Adams can break the slate today. But I think the guy that's going to break the slate is Jonathan Taylor.
All right, you heard it here first from G. Jonathan Taylor, slate breaker
Peace out.
for week
Peace
10.
Out. I can't wait to burn the Cowboys hat next week. Bye.
We'll see. All right.
I'm wearing a Cowboys hat, right, G?
Daniel wants to know Hurts or Tannehill. Eesh. That's
who are they playing? So Eagles
Hurts
are
playing Denver. Tannehill is playing New Orleans, isn't it? Isn't the Tennessee playing New Orleans?
I think they are. Yeah. So I would go Jalen Hurts in that.
I would go Hurts because of the rushing upside.
The rushing upside, and New Orleans is a good defense too. Like
New Orleans is a really good defense. But so is Denver. So is
Denver is too.
But that's going to be like a slow-paced game, and Hurts is going to be doing all the running. So, although I do like A.J. Brown in that game, which is really weird because I'm not really high on Tannehill, but I would go Hurts. Hurts, Daniel, 2-0 Hurts. Eric, do you got any props you like specifically on underdog? Yeti wants to know.
I am retired from sports gambling because I've lost too much money on it. So I will not be talking about props anymore. I told Evan that. I sent him like a DM on Twitter. I was like, dude, I suck so bad at this shit. I gave up on it. So no, sorry.
You're not betting any props at all this week?
I have not bet any props in like 3 weeks. I had like 3 weeks in a row where I was up. So I put in $25 to start out. I got up to like a little bit over 150. I'm down to like $52 right now. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing. And I'm consistently winning money on DFS, but it's these goddamn sports book nonsense. Like I can't. I suck at them. Sorry. Excuse me.
Is Kyler Murray officially out? I haven't heard the Kyler Murray's officially out. I still heard that he's a game time decision.
I heard that him and DeAndre Hopkins are going to be they're going to determine it in the pregame warm-ups.
Yeah.
So Facebook user, have your sleeper
Who's your
app or whatever
backup?
turned on.
Is it? It's an afternoon game too, isn't it?
I think it.
Yep. It's a 2:05 game. Well, 2:05 my time. But
yeah.
So I would try to pick up Carson Wentz. Might be on your thing, or Teddy Bridgewater even, or I don't even know, Jimmy G. No, I don't know.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. Who's your backup Facebook user? That's what I want to know. Who's your backup quarterback for that? As far as prop.
Oh.
Wait, what? What did he say? I heard both are doubtful basically on the radio this morning. Okay, this is what I was listening to ESPN, which I barely do. Oh, Derek Carr's. Wait, why wouldn't you play Carr? Yeah, hold on. Who's Carr playing? The Raiders are playing the Chiefs. Oh, play Derek Carr.
Definitely play Derek Carr.
Yeah, they're at home against Kansas City Chiefs defense.
He always plays them tough too. Derek Carr always plays the Chiefs.
Facebook user, play Derek Carr. The over and under in that game is 52.5. Kansas City's only favored by 2.5. Derek Carr he's been playing good, except for last weekend. I mean, they've had so much shit going on in Vegas that any of them are standing and playing is like remarkable. Plus, didn't they just pick up? Who did they just pick up? The wide receiver.
Jackson?
Yeah. So he has and you have Darren Waller. Do it, Facebook user. Don't, because I heard this morning on ESPN, which I said it twice, and I hate saying ESPN. Said it 3 times. That they were going to hold off Kyler Murray because they know that their hardest games are coming up. So there's no reason to play him now if Colt McCoy can keep them winning. So go with your backup. Don't stress about it. Carr is like a great backup. You're good.
That's a champagne problem to have. You are.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. The 4-letter network. That is what I will say from now on. Thank you, Yeti.
It's a 4-letter word.
It is a 4-letter word. It's okay. Anyway, moving on. As far as prop bets, that's what we were talking about.
Yes.
Prop bets go. I heard, and this is like one prop bet, that Justin Herbert's over/under rushing yards is 10.5 on DraftKings. Yes, go over on that right now. Jeez. If it's still 10.5, go over on it because there's no way Justin Herbert's not going to rush for more than 10.5 yards. I don't even know why Vegas is so low on quarterback rushing yards this year, but they kind of are. So that's the only prop bet I got for you, Eddie. Sorry. And as far as underdogs, I kind of suck at that because who knows? Although Eric did. Wait a minute. You bet the under on the Bills game last week.
Oh, I did. I lied to you. So yeah.
You did lie.
Once again, it's just a pattern of sadness in my life that I cannot win a fucking prop bet or any freaking bets at all. Oh my! You see the my bets thing in my in the tab. It's just lost. I'm like, why are you so bad at this? I kind of know a little bit about football, for Christ's sakes, but they're very good at what they do. So
are you betting under over? You're really not gonna bet an under over this week.
I don't think I have.
You have $52.
Well, it's all in DFS.
Oh.
Yeah, I actually don't have any bets right now. Let me see.
All right, I'm looking at BetMGM.
No.
And one game parlay, Jordan Howard and Melvin Gordon each to rush for 55 plus yards. It's at plus 700 right now.
Ugh.
Which, yikes. Jordan Howard, see, Melvin Gordon, maybe. Yeah. Jordan Howard, I don't know, because I don't know what Philly's doing with their rushing.
Nobody does. I don't think Nick Sirianni knows what he's doing with his rushing attack.
Teddy Bridgewater to throw 2 plus touchdowns and Broncos to win. No, I would not bet that. Here's one I would bet. Cole Beasley, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Pitman Jr. all record 50-plus receiving yards.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cole Beasley, that would be my stumper.
I think he's, yeah.
Well, 50-plus receiving
Are they
yards?
playing No, they played Jacksonville last week. The Jets.
They're playing the Jets. The Jets' whose defense is surprisingly good against the run. And they're playing, remember my theory, Emmanuel Sanders is better away. They're playing in New York, but that's plus 250. And the highest one is, besides the 700 that I just told you, Jonathan Taylor, Leonard Fournette, and Zeke to score 1+ touchdowns. That's plus 300. Jonathan Taylor, yes. Leonard Fournette, I would go with that. No?
What was it? So I'm trying to find this Justin Herbert bet you told me about. Because I'm like, I want to get in on this.
I think I was listening to it on the radio. So
it's 11.5.
11.5 now?
Yeah.
It's gone up a yard.
Yeah.
Still good.
Let me look at what he's done in the past here.
Against Minnesota. Look, what has he done?
So it's 11.5. He's hit that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in 8 games. So that's a decent. But he really, I mean, it's a very tight grouping. He's between 12 yards and 29 yards in all 5 of those games. The other, but he's seen at least 2 rushing attempts per game as well. So.
And against the Minnesota defense?
Yeah, I think he could get flushed out of the pocket.
I think he can hit that.
I think so. Okay, I'm back in.
You're back in? Are you playing now?
I'm gonna put $1 on it. Okay, that's it. That's all.
$1? What is it? Is it plus or minus?
It's minus 115.
I'm only putting money on pluses to this week. That's my strategy.
Okay.
I know nothing about betting, obviously. So, but I know that if it's plus and it wins, you win more money.
You definitely win more money. Yeah.
So I'm only going on pluses. So if it's not a plus, I'm not in. And you should see my underdogs. It's like ridiculous. If it hits, I'm like, ooh. But if it doesn't, I'm only out like, whatever. Money, I'm out.
Yeah.
What? Are you doing?
What's up?
What are you doing? DraftKings Sportsbooks?
Yeah, DraftKings Sportsbook.
Or BetMGM?
The Vikings are missing on defense as well. 3 starters out, according to Yeti. So, yeah. Fire up Justin Herbert.
Vikings are missing
starters on defense.
Okay. Maybe. I still haven't played my DFS, my FanDuel DFS, only because I really don't understand what FanDuel's doing. And I still have 1 DraftKings. I have to play an uneven number. Like if I have like 4 in, I have to play 1 more because it has to be 5. I can't play an even number. It's just a weird thing.
Okay.
So a friend of mine sent me a thing, so now I'm at an even number, so now I have to play 1 more DraftKings. And if anyone has any suggestion what DraftKings things I should go in, let me know, because I don't really know what to do. It's not, and don't say the Millie Maker, because that's like $20.
Yeah, that's $20. No.
Yeah.
I usually do like a bunch of $3 ones, like $3 to $5, like 50-50s and stuff too, like cash games. Like I like those.
Okay, I'll do the $3 one.
Yeah.
Are you in the $3 one now?
I think it's like 1 point. Yeah, it's like the 1.25 mil.
Done and done. All right.
Bowl.
I've reserved a spot, or whatever they call it. All right. So, do you have any? Okay. So, like last week was kind of like a shit show. I mean, not our show, but the NFL was like a shit show last week. With I don't know what no rake means, Yeti. What does that mean? What does that mean? No rake?
No idea.
Okay. Yeah, you have to explain it.
I've heard G and some people say it before. I'm like, cool. And I just a thumbs up and keep moving because I'm like, I don't know what that means.
Yeti, tell me what no rake means, please. And then I can respond. Otherwise, I can't respond. As far as Bills losing, the Cowboys losing, what was the other big upset? Bills, Cowboys.
Wasn't it? Darn it. Hold on. I'll tell you.
DraftKings doesn't get a percentage. Yeah, that doesn't.
Oh, I understand. Yeah.
So what does that mean?
It sounds like so you see how like if you do a 50-50, you get, you put $5 in, you get whatever $9.50 back instead of the actual like $10 that it is. You can tell that DraftKings is taking a percentage of everyone's like entry fee.
Oh, okay.
To get in there. Yeah. So I guess that's what he's talking about, rake. Like
so no rake means that all the money is going to the winner or the winners.
That's what it sounds like.
Oh my God, I am learning so much today. I am learning so much today.
Oh, it was the Rams. That was the other big upset.
The Rams?
The Rams, they got beaten by the Titans. The Packers lost, which I guess we kind of all figured.
Yeah, Jordan.
There's no Mr.
Rogers. He did his best. But is it a trend or was it an anomaly?
I think it's just one of those weeks that's weird as hell. Like, if you told anybody that the Bills are going to lose 9-6 to the Jaguars and like
Jaguars, Urban Meyer's Jaguars.
Yeah, put money on this. I'd be like, man, get the fuck out of my face with that trash. Like, no, hell no, I'm not doing that. But it's like week one, right? Like New Orleans beat the hell out of Green Bay. It was just an anomalous type thing. So I don't expect it to continue. I mean, the Cowboys are honestly a really good team. That was just I think it was maybe just a trap game, or I don't know. Like they were looking past the Broncos somehow, or they just didn't travel well. I don't know.
It wasn't here, was it? No, it was in it was in Dallas.
Was it?
Yeah, it was in Dallas.
Now I'm
it wasn't
more depressed about it. Oh, it was in Dallas, man.
Yeah, it was in Dallas.
That's it. I'm taking this off. Just kidding.
So you would bet on Dak on this game? Who are they playing? Atlanta? Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Atlanta. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. So does Vegas. I mean, I think it's the second highest over/under total on the week. So I'm playing Matt Ryan, and I'm stacking Matt Ryan with Cordell Patterson in this game, and I'm coming back with CeeDee Lamb in one of my lineups. And I really, really like that lineup. So
is Amari Cooper hurt?
He's always playing through something. Yeah, they're both cleared. They're both cleared. No issues.
Right, but I mean, like Zeke went in and out of the game last week.
Yeah.
So
he's dealing with a knee, I believe.
With a knee?
Yeah.
So would you stack Pollard or would you stack Zeke?
I still rather have Zeke, personally. I think he's just going to get. I mean, Pollard's still. I mean, while Pollard is very efficient and he's a very talented running back, he's seeing like 30% of the snap share. I don't want that. Give me the guy with 70%, even if he's a tad hobbled. I rarely ever make decisions based off of like this dude was hurt during practice, like this, especially if it's not a soft tissue thing. Like if it was a hamstring or a calf, I'm much more cautious about that. But because it was a knee, I'm just going to play him like I normally would.
All right.
Going to start your hat on fire.
I don't think he's talking about his hat. I think he's going to buy one. And I think he's going to buy a jersey and put it on fire. But I think Dallas is actually going to do okay. So I don't think that's going to be quite the problem next week. Although I would rather stack Matt. I would rather stack Matt Ryan because I think they're going to be coming from behind.
Matt Ryan's only like $6K on DK as well. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So I would stack Matt Ryan with Pitts and Cordell and Patterson. Come back with, man, I want to come back with CeeDee Lamb. I just don't trust CeeDee Lamb for some reason.
I don't either. He freaking drops passes.
Yeah.
He really needs to get his head around that thing. Oh.
Whoa. Wow, that's a lot of names there. Hold on.
I know. I'm like,
come on, Ryan H.
Trying to process here.
Okay. Hi, Ryan H. Which quarterback to start? Heineke, Trevor Lawrence, Mayfield. Good Lord. Okay, leaning Rudolph. Why would you lean Rudolph? You should never. Yeah, he is my favorite player. Yeti, deal with it. He's great. Cordell Patterson is great. Don't say otherwise. I would, just because of the game script, out of those guys, I would probably start Heineke. Plus, he had a really good game against Tampa Bay last year when he came into play in
the playoffs.
In the playoffs against Tampa Bay. So I would start Heineke. I wouldn't start Rudolph. Trevor Siemian. You want to hope White has a really good game again, just so that Zach Wilson chatter dies down. But I don't see that happen. I'm going to go Heineke. I'm sticking to it.
I'll go Trevor Lawrence just because I think the Colts secondary is decimated by injuries. The Colts are going to be able to score on the Jaguars. I don't trust the Jaguars, as we've talked this whole game, but I still think Trevor Lawrence is pretty good. So I would go him. Definitely over Rudolph. Please don't start Mason Rudolph.
I know now Mason Rudolph's probably going to have like the best game of his life.
He'll have it. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Just like ball
out. It was like 2 weeks ago. I was talking about Michael Carter. I was like, no, I don't really trust him. He goes off for like 40 fantasy points. I apologized to a guy in my DMs. I was like, dude, my bad.
My bad. So this site called Trend, I was doing wide receiver and cornerback matchups. And actually, to Eric's point, the Jacksonville Jaguars wide receivers have one of the best matchups against cornerbacks. So if you trust Trevor Lawrence, that would be a strong second, I guess, for me. But I can't trust anything Urban Meyer puts his name on. So in the NFL, but Trevor Lawrence or Heineke would be the two. Yes. I would go Heineke. Eric would go Trevor Lawrence. There you go, Ryan H. Yeti had you had a GPP winner? Wait, did I not know this? Yeti had a GPP winner?
I know he won like 10K a few weeks ago.
Shut the front door. What?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was him.
Congratulations,
Jared,
Yeti.
right?
Nah.
His real name's Jared.
I have no idea what people's real name is. I barely know people's. I can't keep up with things. Yeah, congratulations, Yeti. He was a Viking, have his jersey, actually. All right, so Eric, so people and myself can get their lineups in. We have 4 minutes. What is your parting words?
Parting words. This is very near and dear to my heart as of yesterday. I got into a very heated conversation with some folks in my original home league. If you have stupid trade rules, please get rid of those. If your trades don't go through automatically, fix it. If you're playing on Yahoo where they don't let you, move to Sleeper or move to somewhere else. Yahoo sucks anyway. Sorry. Probably not going to get sponsored by Yahoo. But, it was a stupid trade where it was pending for three or 4 days. Robert Woods tears his ACL while the trade is pending. Naturally, my inclination to say that's null and void. Like that's just the integrity move is to freaking say, okay, cool, let's just cancel this. But the guy who was getting the Josh, so it was Josh. Anyways, I'm not gonna go through the whole trade. But the guy who was trading away Robert Woods wanted it to be like a league vote. And I'm like, dude, that's Bush League like nonsense. And we got I've known this dude forever. We got to saying some real mean shit to each other. So yeah. if you have stupid rules in your in your leagues, please fix them in the off season. That's my word of advice.
Are you the commissioner in that league?
No, I'm not.
No?
This league's been around since 2009. And it's one of my other buddies who he's not going to watch this anyways, but he's a lazy piece of trash. And he freaking doesn't do anything. So I have to do all the commission stuff anyways, but all the power resides with this guy. It's awful. Sorry, I didn't mean to rant on national.
No, I love rants. Rants are my favorite. Obviously, you don't watch the Monday night because B League. That is why Dan League is one of my favorites because his rants are epic. They're just epic.
I think I saw an off-season.
Not an Australian accent.
It was your off-season show where he was going off on some Spanish soccer team or something. It was hilarious. I was like, this dude is great.
It's like that every week. It's something, and he's a huge Giants fan, so it's usually something Giants related or Philadelphia fans related. And speaking of which, so I live in Denver, even though I'm a Pittsburgh fan, and Denver's playing the Eagles, whose fans travel well. But so, how do I say this nicely? So Philadelphia fans aren't the greatest. And even when they travel, they're not the greatest. So here, I have two things. One, when you travel to another city, to cheer on your team and you're wearing, like, I don't know, your full Philly regalia and stuff, try to be at least a little bit humane. That's all I'm asking. Like, I know, like, most of the time when I get to them, they're really drunk because, you know, I bartend at night, and so by the time I see them, they've been drinking all day. Come on, guys. You're better than that. You're better than that. Although the ones last night were actually, as far as Philly fans go, and it's a low bar, were pretty cool. So
they didn't stab anybody? That's good.
Yeah, there were no stabbings. Although I think one guy threatened to stab because we ran out of energy drinks. And he was like, yeah, it was like, what am I going to do now?
It sounds like he didn't need an energy drink. Like, exactly. You need to go to sleep, my friend. Don't have
I know. I think that wasn't in his game plan. I think that was a problem. Trying to stay up until the game today. And my second thing is, like, last week was like just an absolute, I don't even know, like a shit show in the NFL. And I think those things are going to happen. So just shake it off. Like, I'm trying to shake it off. Like, I'm out of like two survivor leagues now because the fucking Bills can't score more than 6 points against Urban Meyer's Jacksonville Jaguars. And my DFS sucked. So, but, you know, it happens. Yeti, no energy drinks that's stab worthy. You guys are killing me. Yeah, they were drinking shots of Fireball instead. I think they were okay. I think they made up for it. So yeah, don't give up. It's like the beginning of the season when everyone was like, "Oh my God, this guy sucks." After 2 games, it's 18 games. They're playing 18 games this year. Don't give up on the player or team from one bad week. Now, if the Bills like shit the bed again, I would start to think maybe Josh Allen has like lost his groove, but I would give them one more chance. Although, all cards on the table, I'm not playing them in any DFS or year long this week because I'm a bitter bitch and I hold grudges. But there you have it. All right, so everyone, thank you, Yeti, Ryan, Daniel. Good luck, you guys. Facebook user. Put Derek Carr in now. Do it.
Yeah.
And you guys, thank you for listening. I hope Evan's okay. If anyone can reach out to him, tell him we missed him because I don't know where he is. And Eric, I appreciate you as always. Nice November mustache. You're welcome.
It's only going to get stronger. 16 days left.
16 days left for the stash. All right. Okay. Courtney, too. Hi, Courtney. Thank you for tuning in. You guys, if you have any questions on start sit or DFS, not on prop bets, fantasy barbecue, Gladys L. Tyler, Garrison is fantasy GDS. Look up Garrison.
Like
Garrison McGuire.
GSDF? Fuck, I don't know. Listen. Garrison, where you at?
Garrison.
Fantasy GDFS.
Yes, and we will do our best to help. Always tune into Going for Two live any day of the week, and we will have special things. Listen to Eric's show on Tuesday because his life lessons, even though he gets drunk on beer, are pretty worthy. Mm-hmm. And we will
I'll tell you what not to do.
Do the opposite of what we say. And we will see you next week. Peace out, everyone. Thank you.